MMA Oddsbreaker. I'm Frank Trigg. That is Tyron Woodley getting ready to face Josh Koscheck coming up here next week at UFC 167. Just woke him up from a nap. I got to appreciate him waking up and taking some time to spend it with us. How you doing, Tyron?
I'm doing awesome, man. Doing awesome, feeling good, ready to get in the last couple of days of hard training and relax and recover and get ready to kick some butt.
Josh has been in the game a lot longer than you, but record-wise, you guys are pretty close. You're 11-2, and he's 17-7. The difference, though, Josh has been some pretty big, heavy haymaker matches. Lost some, won some. People say he's a little bit long in the tooth, a little bit older now. Are you taking any of that into consideration as you're prepping for him?
Oh, not really. I think you've been, competition is competition. I think, he's been competing in MMA longer. But that also makes him, he's been in the game longer, but he's a little older in the sport. But I think the hungry and the aspect of wanting to make a statement and want to make your mark in MMA. Sometimes I think that hunger supersedes the experience. And I think for me, I'm just looking to make my stamp. I think he's had the opportunity to do what he's going to do in the sport. I think he's had, some great fights. I think he's beaten some top guys. But also I think, he's kind of made his legacy already. And I'm looking to, grab some of his fans along the way and, make my run at the title.
What do you think Josh has got that's different than anybody else that you fought? Because you fought some pretty big names yourself. You had that split decision loss to Jake Shields that I thought you won. You beat Jay Haran. You got beat by Nate Marquardt. These are all Jordan Main you beat. You have some really big names that you've competed against. Winning or losing doesn't make the difference, but you've been in some big battles. Josh is another big battle guy. He's a guy that comes in and brings it in every time. But what's different about Josh compared to Mean or Shields or Haran?
I think what's different about Josh is he's a first guy I'm fighting that's very similar to myself, and it's you got a guy that throws a big right hand. He's a good wrestler. He's aggressive. He'll bang, he'll wrestle, he'll kind of do in either area. We're about the same height, the same weight, the same reach, and I think for me it's just trying to increase on those smaller things. Sometimes you try to go and train with all these Gracie black belts and. You can't elevate your game in that short of a time frame. So I think for me, it's focusing on being a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, a little bit sooner to the punch, and doing it before he does it. And I think being first in this fight is going to give me the victory.
Did you do all your training in St. Louis this time at your American Top Team, or did you go down to Miami?
I trained in California. Went out to Walker Boxing, Antonio McKee's gym. I went out and trained with my guy Edmund, did some Muay Thai, my guy Arnold, but I came back and I did the bulk of it, man. We got a great tradition of wrestling here, and it's nothing like that wrestling tradition. It took me 3 weeks, man. I went some days with no takedowns with guys that, were just basically hand fighting my brains out. So for me, it's knowing that confidence that I'm in that type of shape that, I can go out there and I can bang. I can do what I need to do. And I've done a lot of sparring this round. I know how he trains. This kid trains hard. He spars hard. That's why he always getting dinged up and injured. I'm guessing he's going to walk in here with some scratches and some owies. So, I'm looking forward to getting in there and showing everybody why I should be in inches of a world title.
Did you just say scratches and owies?
Yeah.
Man,
like that, dude.
You don't have kids.
Yeah, I thought I had kids until I saw you, because you got kids.
I got kids.
Somebody told me you got all kind of kids.
Yep.
Now that I'm thinking about it, now you got all kind of kids.
Yeah, I got
three. How many you have?
Four. My oldest is 20 though. My youngest is 3. So they're all different generations. They're raised differently. They're looked at differently. They're not even the same people. They're totally different ball game. It's great for me. It's really fun. My eldest is in college and making that game, and the 5-year-old and the 3-year-old are kind of trying to figure out, are they baseball or are they wrestling? Are they soccer or are they going to be doing BJJ? They're both trying to figure out which way they want to go. So it's tough. And that brings me to my next question. You're a really, really religious man. That most people don't know that. But because you don't preach it, you don't push it on anybody. But you're very, very spiritual, and you have to train all the time. Plus, you're very active with your family. How do you find time for you to relax and recuperate and take that space? Because you're very busy with your gym, your family, and everything, and getting ready for this fight. You're very jammed up, but you still find a way to kind of have an inner peace. How do you find it?
I think I just buried my identity in those things. I think God created me for the sport. I think He created me to be a multitasker. So, my family, my wife, my kids, my gym, my career is that's who I am right now in this stage of my life. So my piece is knowing that I've done everything that it takes to be ready for this fight. And right when I get done, I'm going to be right back on the pavement, trying to get into some films, trying to do some commercials, banging, being a squeaky wheel, trying to get the next big fight, because it's really easy to be irrelevant in this sport. You can have some great wins and people be talking about you really fast, and all of a sudden the volume gets really quiet. So you got to make sure you keep that volume turned up on you and your career. And I think that's the difference between having a great long career than just being what they call a one-song wonder.
Yeah. Talking about commercials, didn't you do a commercial a little while back, a Pepsi commercial that you doubled? You stunt doubled somebody?
Yeah, I stunned double Barry Sanders, man. I did Pepsi commercial, fell through a table, so it was really cool. I didn't know I was even doubling Barry until freaking the day. So we got there.
Is that the one where he's in the barber chair and he disappears and all of a sudden he reappears and falls through the table? That's you falling through the table?
Yeah.
It's for you guys at home. Tyron trains with this guy named Arnold Chun, who's a very, very big stunt guy in California. And Arnold's actually how I got into stunts and the reason why I'm able to do so many stunts on Hawaii Five-0. And he was telling me, but he didn't remember. Like he knew it was Pepsi, but he wasn't sure who you were stunt doubling or whatever. The last time I talked to him, I see that commercial all the time. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. What's the guy named that's doing the coordinator from Hawaii Five-0? I was supposed to meet him when I'm in LA.
Jeff Cariente.
Jeff Cariente. Yeah,
he's a good guy. Cool, his birthday was this week. I'm in Hawaii right now. I actually saw him 2 nights ago for his birthday, and we were talking about next time I'm out, what other stuff I can do and how to increase that game. Are you getting some kind of noise in the background? It's like, hey, Tyron, you can get it kind of not pulling you, but hey, come over here and do this stunt, or hey, come over here and do this acting. Because for me, at 41, it's so much easier to act like I'm getting punched in the face than to actually get punched in the face.
Oh my God, it's so much different. From doing it, is the angles are different, the punches are wider. You got to really sell it and keep moving the whole time. Nothing like you would do in a fight. But I'm doing it a little bit different. I'm not like Ronda Rousey and these guys that are the world champions that everybody's hunting and looking for. I'm really doing it like you and like Jay Heron. I talked to Jay Heron a while. It's a rough market, man. It's very political. Guys that see us martial arts, they don't want us in the business because we have true martial arts skills. And sometimes you can fake it in the sun industry, and they don't like us getting in there because we're going to take their work. So, I just kind of try to put my name out there, submit to different things. And when I go in, I submit as just anybody else, And, sometimes, people notice, hold on, man, I've seen a dude fight in the UFC. And then, I just auditioned for a Nintendo commercial.
Oh.
And I was like, I got one person outdid me because he was unreal. I can't wait to see the commercial because he was literally ridiculous. It was like a spoof, like a Billy Blanks 1980 workout spoof. And they trying to get everybody ready for the new, I think it's Wii U Fit or something like that.
Yeah.
So he was like one of the instructors, but I was real close to getting that part. So I'm just a hustler, man, to be honest, whether it's MMA, whether it's fighting, whether it's anything, even in management, I got guys that try to find me sponsors, and I'm still on the horn finding my own stuff. So it's just, I'm kind of annoying to some people because, it's a gift and a curse. I'm wired a certain way. I want to have my hands in there, and I've come to grips with that. But, also it's great to know that nobody's going to work harder for you than you.
Tyron, thanks for taking a couple minutes with here at MMA Oddsbreaker. That's Cage Fighter sponsored Tyron Woodley getting ready to fight Josh Koscheck here in UFC 167. I'll see you next week. I'm actually going to be down there working with Showdown Joe, so you'll be in our interview scrum. So we'll get some more time together here next week.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Talk to you soon, bud.
All right, peace out.